All right, here we are back at the Onion Valley parking lot, about to head back up and over Kearsarge Pass to get back to the JMT. Not looking forward to this climb because we already came down it and we know what we're in for.
And we're on the trail again.
Last time when we came down this trail to pick up our resupply, our packs were light, and of course we were going downhill. Today we're doing more uphill and our packs are heavy with resupply. However, we got good news to all our inquiries while we were down in Independence regarding weather conditions and trail conditions, which means I am actually lugging a heavy pack up a steep, long hill. When you think of the alternative, which was we were going to call the hike and go home, and honestly, I was pretty much in tears at that prospect. So I'd much rather be carrying this pack up this hill than heading home right now. What a completely different experience up here this time. You can see for miles. All right, so yes, here I am sitting on the ground. I slipped on some of this loose gravel. I'm just taking a minute to get back up because I kind of wrenched my knee on the way down and I want to see how it is. I want to give it a minute. This is day number 28. This is the first time I've fallen, and this is not a bad place to fall. So, could be worse. I'm up. I'm back on my feet. Feels kind of like I strained the muscle a little bit, sort of on the outside, just below the knee. So going into the calf a little bit. And I'm favoring it slightly, but it's not too bad. I think I just need to work it out a little bit. I'm gonna soak it when we get to whatever campsite we end up at tonight. I'm hoping I just pulled a muscle, because if that's the case, I'll soak it and hopefully it'll feel better. We are set up near a creek down there. We're probably almost 7 miles from the top of Forester. I'm going to try to work on my leg and see if it's better in the morning. Good morning. Welcome to day 29. We are leaving camp. The plan today is to head toward Forester. Don't know if we'll get over it today or tomorrow morning. My leg is doing okay. I can walk on it okay. It's tender, so it's giving me a little bit of a hard time, and we'll see how it goes today. Alright, this is the Bubbs Creek crossing. Usually the rocks are above water level, but with all the rain, the creek is really swollen, and people have been talking about having to ford it and not being able to go across on the rocks. And I can see why. The other option is that log over there. I don't think that's going to work for me. I want to make sure she gets across safely, and then I'm going to go back and take off my shoes and use the other area.
Alright, Scrambles is going to wade across. I took the log. I think it's deeper than it looks, and stronger than it looks as well.
So, on this trip, we've created a new game show called Where's That Pass? We're heading to Forester, but I have no idea where it is, and I feel it's been that way the entire trip. Hey, so that was one crazy storm. I was walking along, and I felt drop, 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 like 3 or 4 raindrops. And I went, all right, let's put the pack cover on. No sooner did I put the pack down on a rock than the skies opened up. Hail, sleet, rain. I couldn't get the pack cover and rain gear on fast enough. It only lasted for 10 minutes, 15 at the most, but came down nice and heavy. There was hail pelting me and sticking to me. All part of the experience. I had to open my mouth and say that the storm blew through quickly, didn't I? Lightning, thunder, rain.
More hail.
More hail. Miserable. So this is what happens to the trail when it rains. It becomes a stream. So the plan was to stay at the campsites at that lake and push over the pass in the morning. Turns out that lake has one tiny little flat spot. It's not even big enough for one of our tents. So we are pushing over the pass, even though the weather doesn't look so good. I mean, it's drizzling. This is not exactly how we wanted to go over Forester, but we kind of have little choice at this point. We're moving forward. Looks like Forester's up there. It's hailing on me again.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot to push the button.
Forester, our last pass. in the rain,
in the worst weather,
in the hail,
in the sleet.
in the sleet.
It's hailing now.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Miserable weather. But it's our last pass. Yeah, that's kind of scary. Maybe we'll that way. We have to go that way. I found the first set of switchbacks that drop steeply off the south side of Forester to be the most frightening part for me. This is the chute. I'm not really going to look, but it goes up there and it goes down there. And I'm not looking, I'm just looking straight ahead. This path seems a little wider and a little better and a little less scary. I think we passed the hardest part, I hope. We made it across the chute and across all that really scary stuff up there because we had to come across all that. This is our tent site. We made it down the pass. We're at the bottom. Today was a long, hard day. Going over Forester wasn't in the original plan. We weren't planning on doing that until tomorrow. I'm glad it's behind us. I would have preferred to have done it in better weather. It's time for dinner and some warm, dry clothing and some rest. Good morning. It's day 30. We're leaving camp. Most of our stuff is still wet from the storms we got caught in yesterday. We'll see how far we get today. We're just going to play it by ear and walk until we get tired. All right, so today, this morning, no sunshine, lots of clouds. Yesterday, Forester really let us know who was boss. We had thunderstorms on the way up, and we got wet, and they were earlier than you'd normally get, an afternoon thunderstorm. We were wet by noon. We had hail and sleet and wind and, yep. Forester was definitely in charge yesterday. On a positive note, the leg muscle that I wrenched the day before yesterday, seems to be improving. It's less painful each morning. So I'm glad of that. Despite the rain and hail and sleet and storms, I'm glad we went over Forester yesterday. This morning really doesn't look all that much better. Cute little campsite. It's adorable. Still Creek, normally rock hoppable. At this time, all those rains have swollen the stream. She was knee deep.
Looks like we're gonna get that thunderstorm.
Right, we're across the creek, and here comes the rain. The water's just gonna get us one way or another. So we are entering the Bighorn Plateau. It's high, we just climbed up to it. It's open, there's no trees, it's very exposed. And that looks like a thunderstorm cloud. Here we go again. One more stream ford. Alright, this is the third creek ford of the day. This is our camp at Wallace Creek. Alright, we made it to Wallace Creek. We just got our tents up and got some water, and of course it started raining again. It's been raining on and off all day. We've heard that tomorrow and the next day are supposed to be nice days. Hopefully we'll get 2 nice days of weather. Good morning. Welcome to day 31. So our plan for today is to get to Guitar Lake, which would set us up for Summit of Whitney tomorrow. That's actually a day ahead of what we were thinking, but the weather report is for today and tomorrow to both be nice days, so we'd like to at least set ourselves up for that option. Sunshine! Ah! It feels so good after all the days we've had of rain. Oh. So, as I'm hiking along, it dawned on me that today is kind of my last casual hiking day. If we summit Whitney tomorrow, which is the plan if the weather holds, then tomorrow's going to be all about, the summit and the finish. And then even if we don't go all the way out, even if we stay partway down and go out the next morning, which is kind of our plan at the moment. Then that last day is just sort of, out into civilization. This is my last day of actually kind of casually hiking. I mean, I have a destination, I have a goal to get to today, but I think it's the last really kind of relaxing day out here. And that makes me a little sad. It's been such an amazing trip. It's just been incredible. And to think that it's almost over, I'm looking forward to seeing my family. I really miss them. It's been a long time. But I can't deny how amazing this has been. This area here is Crabtree Meadow. Lots of tenting sites down there. We're moving past to get to Guitar Lake. Sometimes you just have to remember to turn around and look behind you. Here's the new development. After lunch, took a little doing, a little convincing, but I was able to convince Plum to push on to Guitar Lake ahead of me. And here's why. All day, people we've been running into have been saying that they're going to be at Guitar Lake tonight. And it's been a lot of people. And so the concern was that when we get there, there might not be a place for us to put our tent. And we were getting more and more nervous about that. Now, Plum is able to hike faster than me. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, she lives in the Smoky Mountains and regularly hikes at 6,000 feet, whereas I regularly hike 1,000, 1,200 feet. So as far as altitude, she's got 5,000 feet on me. She makes it look easy with the breathing. The other thing, of course, is that she's 12 years younger than I am, and that helps too. So she didn't really want to go ahead and leave me. She was concerned, what if I fall again? I said, don't worry, there's plenty of people on their way to Guitar Lake. Someone will find me. But this allowed her to speed up and feel better about getting a spot for us. And it also allowed me to slow down a little bit and sort of savor this last of the relaxing days. So I think it worked out well. It gave me time to think and think about the entire journey. Hi, how are you? And this has been an amazing trip. And if all goes well, tomorrow we summit. This is Guitar Lake. Plum has her tent set up already. I haven't set mine up yet. I'm letting it dry a little bit on the rock on the bottom, and then I'll set it up. Glad I made it here. This is exciting. Whitney tomorrow. Yeah, not going swimming today. It's too cold. Just waiting around. Feels good on my feet. There's our tents there. That's what they look like from the lake. Making dinner. Had a little bit of a dinner accident. I spilled some of my dinner. Luckily I have an extra meal because we're a day ahead of schedule. But I also spilled it right next to my tent, which means that I had to take all the food and sort of dig a hole of all the dirt to get rid of everything and bury it, you know, over there. So, but I do have enough food. Interesting to think about how far we've come from that first day when we climbed out of the valley to the eve before summit at Guitar Lake. Guitar Lake seemed so far away when we first started. And now here we are. We'll be summiting in the morning. We are not going to try for a sunrise summit like most people do. We're just gonna start hiking at, you know, sort of pre-dawn, just when the sky is beginning to lighten. I don't have any need to summit for sunrise. And if I wanted to summit for sunrise, I would have had to have started yesterday. So we'll get some sleep. I'll set my alarm for around 3:30, and we'll have a nice warm breakfast, pack up, and start climbing.